All right, so just got off the phone with an HR manager of a client that we work with, and we were talking about the OSHA, the new OSHA regulations on drug screening in the workplace. And you know, she actually brought up a good point. She said something about, and actually had a question about the way that they use the word carefully, but reward their employees for when they do a really good job, when they have really good safety numbers, maybe for a month or a quarter or whatever. And so we were actually talking about how maybe some incentive programs have negatively contributed to why OSHA is starting to put a little bit more emphasis, or a lot more emphasis, on record keeping rules. But you know, she brought up a really interesting point, and she said something about an employee who asked when they were going to get their pizza for having a good safety record. And so she actually talked about not having that anymore. And the employee's response, and this wasn't just one, it was a handful of employees that she's had this response over the years. The response is, well, that's why we do this stuff. And I went off on my soapbox for a little bit, and I'll try to keep it toned here. But you know, why do we have safety programs? Why do companies invest in the safety program? And I think most people would probably come up, and employees would say, well, you know, I mean, it's just, you know, you want to keep your workers' comp rates low. Well, guess what? Yes, you do want to keep your workers' comp rates low, because if you want to continue to have a place to go to work, the company has to manage costs. So absolutely, you want to keep those rates low. But let's go outside of that. I'm going to challenge you, Mr. Employee who says that kind of stuff. Why do you think that we have a safety program? Well, most companies we work with value their employees. They truly do. They care about the employees that they're working with. And to say that, and to even equate a piece of pizza or a pizza party to your safety and your well-being is mind-boggling to me. I mean, if you want a pizza, go to Little Caesars and pick up a $5 hot and ready, and then go get full on that and tell me how you feel. I mean, if that feeling is what equates satisfaction from a health standpoint, and knowing that you're protected and your quality of life is good to go do the things that you want to do on a day-to-day basis, you have to get to a point where you value yourself enough to realize that there's no incentive program, there's no jacket with your company logo, there's no t-shirt with a safety slogan on it. There's nothing that's going to replace your quality of life. And as an employer, they should be, and hopefully they are, focused on that quality and that value far more than they are trying to provide you some cheap incentive to get you to stay safe. So my soapbox for today is for you to value yourself and value your quality of life. If there's any time to get selfish, and I would encourage you to get selfish when it comes to safety. Think about all the things you love to do, all the things that you selfishly want to do outside of the workplace, things that you enjoy doing in the workplace, whatever it is, get selfish about it. Realize that those things are what is going to keep you valuing life in general, and valuing your quality of life to go fishing, go hunting, to be able to do those things. We see so many people where they no longer can do those things. They can't work. They hit a vicious cycle. Then they go and they get on disability, and they feel like they've lost their identity, and then they sit around, and sitting around leads to depression. Depression leads to maybe some substance abuse that they dealt with very briefly, that now is exacerbated because of their situation. And so that substance abuse leads to more substance abuse and more problems and more depression. And it's a vicious cycle. If you care about your quality of life, forget about what a company's offering you from an incentive program. Value your life and contribute from the bottom up how you can contribute to that company in your safety program.